everyone. I'm your host, Andrea Giraldo. Welcome to another episode for Season 2 of Meetings of the Minds, brought to you by the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in partnership with BronxNet. This show was created in direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic as a way to highlight the work of our members and partners, as well as to understand the resources they have to help our community in those difficult times. So we have with us today Daniel Garcia, who was born in East Harlem and raised in the South Bronx. He received a bachelor's degree from Hamilton College and worked as a law clerk for 2 years before entering the food service industry. Daniel began his catering career over 40 years ago as a bartender for Nuestro Tesoro Catering. Daniel soon realized his talents in marketing and sales and took the initiative to devise manuals, marketing strategies, and operating systems to meet the demands of the growing company. Within 5 years, sales more than quadrupled, and Daniel rose through the ranks to vice president. In 1990, he founded Sasa Caterers, Special Events, Inc., and its core mission is to provide an authentically Latino cultural experience through catering and special event planning. For over 30 years, Salsa has been New York City's preeminent caterer specializing in Latino Caribbean. In 2007, he launched a new division, Salsa Express, a Latino Caribbean food concept which made history as the first Latino-operated concession in Yankee Stadium. Daniel continued to expand the Salsa organization, launching a third division in 2008, Salsa Food Services, which provides daily prepared meals. In 2022, the company expanded to a 20,000 square foot building in the Port Morris section of the Bronx to position for higher volume production. He also opened an event space in future Salsa Express in East Harlem for a Manhattan footprint. Salsa's clients include iconic brands such as Goldman Sachs, Goya Foods, Metropolitan Museum of Arts, and heads of states. Daniel's vision is to bring comida criolla to the world dining experience. With its airport certification, Daniel intends to lead Salsa to participate in exciting new endeavors in airport concessions. Daniel has been recognized with multiple awards, and it's also a graduate from the prestigious 10,000 Small Business Program from Goldman Sachs. So please welcome to this show, Mr. Daniel Garcia, Mr. Salsa himself. How are you, Daniel?
Great.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So to start off, we have here some samples of what Salsa Cater is about. So if you could just take us over what this is, what it represents for the viewers that don't know.
Sure. So we focus on Latino Caribbean food, and one of the most popular dishes, actually the #1 seller for us, is pernil, which is roasted pork. We marinate it for 3 days, and then we slow roast it to perfection. With that, the accompaniment is arroz con gandules.
Of course.
Right. So, which is rice and pigeon peas in English. You'll find this often during the holidays and festive occasions as well. Then we have maduros, which are sweet yellow plantains.
My favorite,
Yes.
platanitos.
Yes. And this, depending on the Latino Caribbean country, might be switched out. Like this is, most Latino countries have maduros. And then in Puerto Rico, you would have marinated green bananas, guineos and escabeche.
Okay.
Or maybe in Cuba, it could be yuca con mojo, even though each country eats the same. But this is a pretty much the typical dish.
Or in my country, Colombia, we have patacones.
Right.
So definitely, this is just a small sample of what salsa is capable of doing for you.
Right.
And I'll assure you that this smells magnificent. So hopefully we'll try a little bit later.
Absolutely.
So after seeing a little bit of what you can do, thank you so much. let's hear of your story, which I'm sure our viewers are very interested in learning today. Why and when did you get into business? So you have a past food industry experience, but what was the true motivation for starting Salsa since you had already worked in the industry?
So my background, not that I knew it, I mean, I knew my background, but not that I knew I would want to go into the catering business. But my father had a salsa nightclub back in the day. It was called Royals 2.
Okay.
And during the day, I was the guy that cleaned and got it ready for the evening, and my brother worked the evenings with my dad. But the nightclub business really wasn't for me. But I think like in the background, I felt like I one day would do a business.
Yeah.
Originally I thought maybe it would be legal, but then I found this opportunity in the food service business. So I used to bartend in college and afterwards to make extra cash, and I ended up learning the food service business from a Puerto Rican pioneer back in the day, Francis Lopez. And
Here in New York?
yeah, she was here in New York.
Okay.
And maybe I worked for her for 5 years, and then I decided I was going to start my own company, Sasa Caterers.
Hence Salsa from your father's.
Right. So interesting how we got the name. One day I was talking to my dad, and I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna call this. What are we gonna call this?" And he said salsa, and I'm like, "Salsa?" Because I'm thinking of the dance and the music.
Yeah.
He goes, "No. Well, look, dance, food, music." But then here's what he got me. He said, "But most important, people will say esa música tiene salsa, la comida tiene salsa." So it really is the Latino spirit.
Yes.
So that nailed it for me. I was like, the spirit is in this company and in what I want to do, and also it reflects in terms of food, music, and dance.
And the culture itself.
The whole culture itself, right.
Yeah, because as Latinos, we're very lively. We love to dance and party and whatnot. So
Exactly.
it's a fit for entertaining, that your Hispanic criollo
Right.
food definitely comes with a great name. Excellent. So what is Salsa Caterers Special Events? And it's now fourth division.
Yeah, now we have 4 divisions. So, we purposely I called it Salsa Caterers and Special Events. And that's the part that brings in the rest of salsa, right? So if you do an event with us, we do turnkey. So we'll do the entertainment, rentals, staging, anything that's needed for the event, we bring in.
Okay.
So all parts of the culture. And as we grew, we had an opportunity with Goya Foods that they brought us into a Yankee Stadium to launch what we call Salsa on the Go. And for us, it was Salsa Express.
Oh.
And we had our Latino Caribbean food at the old Yankee Stadium, and it was very successful. I mean, the majority of the customers were non-Latino,
Yeah.
so the food was then crossed over, and we were high performing. So it was popular, and we did this. I did the Goldman Sachs program, and they invited us to their corporate cafeteria, and we started doing corporate cafeteria work. And it was going really well. So we were in many corporate cafeterias, and we were expanding that way. The idea was to do brick and mortars, but we were going really, really rapidly in corporate cafeterias. Then the pandemic hit, and
Yeah, that's unfortunate for
yeah.
sure.
So, catering and corporate cafeteria work went away, so
Yeah.
our focuses went elsewhere. But part of another division we have is Sasa Food Services, which we've done for years as well. So that side of us is picked up where during the COVID-19 crisis, we did thousands of meals throughout the city, anywhere from going to organizations or door to door. It ended going door to door.
Excellent, excellent. And so what associations or organization have positively impacted your success aside from Goldman Sachs? Like, what have you relied on?
Yeah, I mean, I find relationships are so important. Like the relationship with the New York City Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. I mean, I've known them for years, and whenever there's been an opportunity to highlight us and or gear opportunities to us, they have. Besides that, there's the Bronx Initiative Corp, the Bronx Borough President's Office. We also now in a program called Ascend, and it's about getting procurement opportunities for minority businesses. But there have been many organizations and many relationships that have geared us in the right direction.
And enabled you towards success, I'm
Right.
sure.
And, so important relationships is that, sometimes businesses, business can, have a high and a low. And it's in those lows where those relationships, if you've treated people well, they're going to be by your side and usher you to the up again.
Yeah, I think that's very important as an advice for entrepreneurs, that are aspiring to start a business. Those relationships that you are able to forge throughout your years. Are there any words of advice that you'd like to share today with any aspiring entrepreneur, or better yet, in the food industry that they're looking to get into?
Right. I think for any entrepreneur, whatever it is you're looking to do, like the vision. When I first started my company, my family wanted me to be an attorney, and there was like, "You're gonna be what? You're gonna be a cook?" It wasn't well received. But
we paid for that law school,
right? But I had my vision, and I went at it, and then as I was successful, then there was a support around it as well. But I think there are times when, as an entrepreneur, only you see it. Only you see that vision. And it's not easy. I mean, there was a year I didn't pay myself a salary, or I've paid people more than myself.
Yeah.
And it's all going towards that vision. So I would say, have the vision in mind, be tenacious, and learn it. Learn that business. Either learn it well yourself, or make sure you have a team around you that knows it well, so you can succeed. But don't give up.
Yeah, excellent. I love that, because it's not only about what you do, but also what you can't do. So that advice of surrounding yourself with a team that is capable to support you and uplift you to succeed as a whole, because it's not about one person.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So this is excellent advice that you've given our viewers today. An amazing story for people to admire and look up to, how much you've diversified your different revenue streams. It's also very important. Thank you so much, Daniel, for being with us here today. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to dining later on today with Sasa Caterers in the future. Where can our viewers find you? One last thing.
You can find us at www.salsacaterers.com.
Excellent. Make sure to order your pernil on time, your tostones on time, your maduros, everything else. Well, thank you again so much. It's been such a pleasure. For you folks at home, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Meetings of the Minds.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
COVID-19 has changed how we spend weekends with the girls. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to brunching instead of late-night munching. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it? Is it safe? Should I wait?
It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
I'll see y'all.
After a basketball game, a black teenage boy, Brandon, reads his texts in his family group chat. Auntie Flo, congrats on the big win. Mom, that's my baby. Brandon replies, thanks y'all. In a park, his sister Maya texts, where are we celebrating? Dad replies, home. Mom texts, I got dinner going. Auntie Flo replies, ooh, I can't wait. Then receives a FEMA flood watch text alert. She texts the family, anyone see that weather alert? We need a plan to stay safe, especially after last year. Ready has a list of resources at ready.gov/plan. In his workshop, Dad sends a photo of emergency supplies in place. Looks like we need flashlights and batteries. Leaving a store with a shopping bag, Brandon replies, I got us covered. Mom texts, I'll check in with Grandma and Papa. Maya texts, thanks, Auntie. Feeling good about this plan.
I got some batteries and 2 flashlights.
I feel like he gets on every time I see you.
Stay connected.
Congratulations, Brandon.
Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Vice President and Branch Manager Commercial Lending for EastWest Bank here in New York, Mr. Nathaniel Conan. Nathaniel was born and raised in North Florida. He graduated from Florida State University School of Business with a finance and accounting degree. He has worked at Dade County Correction Officer for 2 years and 2 years as a police officer with the city of Coral Gables in South Florida. After his services, he worked in the banking industry for the next 26 years in various positions as retail bank branch manager, regional manager, commercial loan officer. Nathaniel has also worked for various banks, from big banks such as Chase, HSBC, and regional banks as First Union, Cathay Bank, Bank of Hope, and currently EastWest Bank. He serves as Vice President of the Eastern Retail Banking Group. His duties include business development, managing daily activities for bank branches, residential mortgages, commercial loans. That includes commercial real estate loans and commercial and industry loans, trade finance, SBA, and construction loans. Nathaniel, welcome to the show. You're the man with the money.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. So tell us a little bit of what you do after all this, aside from being the man with the money, please.
Well, basically, I manage the daily activity of a bank. I handle a lot of residential mortgage, people who wants to buy a house. We give loans to those people, and also commercial loan. That includes people who want to buy a commercial property, like a mixed property, like a apartment or a office. Also retail. So those are the kind of property or investment needs that customer has, and I help them. I give them the money.
Okay, so those are one type of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk small businesses, how can you help small businesses, or how does EastWest Bank currently help small businesses?
Okay. Basically, we do have an SBA program as well. Currently, we do have a special program where under $350,000, we have a very limited information or document that is needed.
So as an express loan,
It's
if
an
you will.
express loan, correct. And we also have a conventional loan that also deal with small businesses on their operation needs. If they need money for buying, inventory, if they have trade finance, they need to buy it overseas, we can help them to facilitate those type of needs.
Okay. Is there anything over on contracts, if you will, or fulfill orders for clients?
We do work with them, so we usually give them a line of credit for the company so they can utilize that to purchase whatever that they need or do whatever they have to, over the course of their business. But our major strength is actually on a personal level, which is our mortgage program, which we lend without finance documents. That means that we don't need to see your W-2s, we don't need to see your tax return. We lend up to a certain point, maybe 60%, 70% of the value of the home based on just the value of the home. So we don't need to see how much you make, because we believe that you understand and you know exactly how much you can afford better than the bank.
Now, is this exclusive to current clients of the bank, or it's open?
It is open to everybody
Okay.
who has the need to buy a home, and they don't want to show their tax returns or the W-2s for one reason or another. They wanted to have it in an express program where they can just basically look at the value of their homes, and each person can borrow up to 7 homes, 7 houses. We lend to one single person.
Wow.
So the program is very successful in the community. So and we want to bring this same program to this community.
And I hope people out there are understanding the importance of what Nathaniel is sharing today, because it's definitely proven that the way to build wealth is through owning real estate. You know, of course, you discussed 7 homes, but if we focus just on the primary residential, that is how you will build wealth that will become generational wealth.
Correct. And something that actually is proved through time, that owning a home will keep the value along, all the fluctuations that you get for all the difference of time, how much money is worth. So having the home is your basis, probably your biggest purchase in your lifetime.
Yes.
And it's very important. And the rates that we offer is pretty much competitive with the whole the full income check program. It's not like, if you don't check your income, we're going to jack up your rate like 2% or 3% over, which is not true, because it's very competitive. Right now, the rates are exactly the same as if you would show full income.
Mm-hmm. And how does people's credit score come into play for this program?
The credit score does have some input on it. We do lend to all, whether they have credit scores or not, because our program actually have offered to overseas people who has no credit in the United States. So anything that's 700 and above, you get a better treatment a little bit, but anything that's below 700, we're still able to do the loan.
So it's fair lending,
Yes.
more or less.
Yes.
more or
Everybody
less.
gets the same opportunity.
Yes. And going back to small businesses, does your bank offer micro lending?
Yes, we do. Like I said, each case is different. So we look at each business separately. What do we need to do to help this business grow? So that is our purpose. This is how we set our goals to help the community, is making sure that each business gets their voice and at least understanding how we can help the business. So we try to do that.
Yeah. I love your motto, because what I'm hearing a lot from what you're saying is more or less what we will call inclusive finance, where you're helping people at the personal side and for the business side as well.
Correct. Like I said, our belief is this is one of the business that believes that if our customer does well, the bank will do well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a win-win situation, because when you do well, you're going to able to pay off the loan. You're going to make deposits to the bank. We can give you more money to grow your business. So it's you need me and I need you. So let's work together and get this accomplished.
Yeah. So, and where is the bank located specifically? I know it's in New York, but for our viewers, where are the branches located?
Okay. Our bank actually has 6 branches in New York, the 5 boroughs. We have 2 in Queens, Flushing, Queens. We have 2 in Brooklyn, more in the Sunset Park area. And then we have 2 in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, on the Lower East Side, Manhattan. So we have 6 branches here. Throughout the United States, we're one of the biggest banks in California. We also are Nevada, Washington State, Texas, Georgia, and Massachusetts. And we also have overseas branches as well in Asia.
Oh, okay. But is the bank originally from Asia, or is it originally from the States?
This is an American bank. It was born and started in California and expand to different regions, but it's a homegrown American bank.
Yeah, excellent. Well, definitely. And are there any other programs that our viewers should be aware of?
Yes, actually, our just to be the basics, a checking account, we don't have a minimum. We can offer what we call a anywhere ATM card. The same ATM card, you can use it in any ATM around the world. If they charge you a fee, we'll reimburse it. So
Oh,
basically,
that's
that
even
card,
better.
that card is anywhere in in the world that you can use. So like I said, it's something that we can help all our customers. They can use the card. They can go to Spain or they can go wherever and get the cash out. They're gonna get said, oh, can I charge you $3? He said yes, and the next day we'll reimburse you back.
Excellent. Could people also set up their direct deposit through you?
Yes, we also have direct deposit. We have auto pay. We also have a very good app that you can pretty much basically do anything without coming to the branch. You can take a picture of the check. You can make that deposit. So we transferred money through Zelle, and we have a lot of other functions within the app or in the computer.
No, this is excellent, and it's all so valuable information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We went through commercial banking to inclusive finance to tech finance. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add there.
Like basically, our bank is pretty much like a community bank. Like we're trying to work with everybody
Okay.
within the community. So there's a lot of things that we look at each case and see how we can help them.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
This has been really great for all our viewers or future bankers. Anyone who wishes to bank at EastWest Bank, how can they reach you?
They can. We do have a website. Just put down EastWest Bank, and we should be up there. You can also reach me personally. My phone number is out there, but like I said, it's you can reach us any way you want. Our phone numbers are in the website as well. So any one of the branches, you can reach us, and we will help you.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I want to thank our guests, Daniel Garcia, Nathaniel Conan, who also speaks Spanish. Thank you so much for joining us today, for our viewers, for tuning in, checking us out. Be sure to keep following BronxNet TV for continued coverage. If you're not a member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, you can visit our website at www.hispanicchamber.nyc. Again, that is www.hispanicchamber.nyc. You can also engage with us on LinkedIn at the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all spelled out. And until next time for another episode of Meetings of the Mind, thank you so much. This was brought to you in partnership with BronxNet. Ciao, ciao.